This is Elaine Mensa with SVELTE TV, and we are here with the lovely and amazing Paul Wharton. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Elaine.
Pleasure to have you on.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
So we've been spending the day with Paul, just seeing what his life is like and how glamorous and fabulous it is.
Even early in the morning.
Even early in the morning.
When it's real raggedy.
With the curls. We had an incident earlier today.
We had a little incident, but we worked it out.
We worked it out. So tell us, what are you doing in DC? What is Paul Wharton all about?
Well, I am working on building a brand. I came back to DC about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been living in New York and DC. I say I'm living in New York and DC because I still have a place in New York, but I really do live in DC, like DC is home. So I came back, I've been working with the CW. I go back to New York to do different shows since I've been back here. I've done, of course, did VH1, The Agency, and TV Land, She's Got the Look. And but now a lot of the new stuff that I'm working on for BET and another network that I can't say because they made me sign something, we're gonna shoot all that stuff in DC. So a lot of things that I used to have to go to New York for actually happen right here in DC. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so tell our viewers a little bit about just that dynamic. I mean, being in New York and seeing all the fabulous things happening out there, and then coming to DC where some might not necessarily equate fashion and style and entertainment with DC. What has your experience been?
Well, in New York, it was really interesting. I was telling somebody this the other day before when I first got my first little gig on TV, it wasn't, I won't say the name of that show, but it wasn't the most popular little show. So I would go to Starbucks and people would say like, did you go to my church or did we go to school together? And I'm like, no, you must be talking about my Saturday afternoon makeover show. You know, they're like, no, not that, but that's what they were talking about. They just didn't know.
Right.
You know, people became more interested in me actually being a presenter. And I mean, it was just a very popular, at the time it was the highest rated original show that they had in 2003. And everything kind of changed. But the good thing about being in New York is you're amongst so many other people that work in similar fields in fashion and in media that it's just like you're just a working person and you're out there. From Maine, I was able to create a lot of other TV opportunities for myself and get out there and the reel would grow and the work, you know, people became more interested in me actually being a presenter. So that helps. So coming back down to DC, I was more like a fish out of water a little bit, I think, in the beginning. And people thought I was interesting and they liked me, but they didn't quite know where to place me. So I think like the industry as a whole has kind of caught up around me, and like there's all these other people that are, you know, really great, very talented hairstylists, makeup artists, wardrobe stylists, photographers, now designers, you know, the guy that did this for me, and Aida collection, and all sorts of things happening right here in DC. So yeah, it's becoming a little mecca of its own, and it's going to be like reality show central next fall.
So we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and just the advice you would have for somebody who wants to be the next Paul Wharton. What would you tell them? Don't be me.
Don't be me. Don't be me, because it takes a whole bunch of people, and it's so funny. And at the end, you know, I should have like my little team, Paul, to speak on this, but no, it takes to do the work that I do. First of all, in this, I don't even like to use the word recession, but there is a recession. So in the work that I do, I'm a creative person. So this is definitely a time where I'm reaching out to other creative people in Washington, D.C. We're rallying around each other. We're supporting each other to move all of our visions and our causes forward. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like there used to be a time when, you know, these networks were buying anything I was selling. Now it's certainly I have the end, I can get in the door, but who's your sponsor? You know, who are you bringing? So now you're bringing concept and sponsor. So the first one with some money and a good concept really wins. Whereas before, your talent was enough. Now it's talent and connection. So that's a good thing about living here in DC, because you can rub shoulders with the very rich and, you know, oh, girly girl, don't you want to invest in this new show I'm doing? You know, and also the very talented creative side. So that's the balance, style and substance.
Wow. So on the note of style, tell us some of your current favorites. I mean, yesterday we were kind of talking a little bit about the bald look that seems to be happening lately. What are your thoughts on some of the trends? You know, with Solange going bald and Cassie shaving off her hair. What are your thoughts on the current fashion trends?
You know, I've always been a fan of people being individuals, which is so interesting because I tell you, on a side note, my hair was straight yesterday.
Yes.
You saw.
Farrah
James
Fawcett
did it.
flips.
It was very Farrah Fawcett. You know, it was doing a lot. But, that's kind of me. It's different from, and I don't do it to be different. I just do it because that's what I want to do. But it was interesting. I was reading the Wikipedia page of this Fabulous, a rapper who we just shot with a few minutes ago. And I saw that he had been shot and he got arrested a couple times and the thing happened with the person with the gun.
Which was interesting that you didn't talk about.
I didn't want to talk about that. I didn't want to talk about that because it's not important, and also that's not what I want to portray to the young people watching now. I don't want to continue to perpetuate those images as being fabulous.
Absolutely.
You know, we all kind of evolve as people, and in his case, he's evolved as an artist, and I think that you can tell just from his personality and being here that he's probably not that same person anymore. But I washed my hair. For some reason, I felt the need to wear my curly hair, which is not like me at all. If I want the hair straight, I'm going to have the hair straight, whether Barack Obama was here or, Snoop Dogg.
Right.
I'll wear my hair straight. So I allowed myself to kind of buy into a little bit of trying to make it cool for everybody else, and maybe be more comfortable with my curly hair. So the lesson I learned today is I misstepped on that. And I just want people, as far as style, what I think is in style is always maintaining your individuality and being unique and being true to yourself and who you are, because then you'll never have any regrets.
Thank you so much, Paul. It's a pleasure.
Thank you,